What if the best way to stay alive was to convince everyone you were already dead? Beyond the glazed eyes lies a secret signal that effectively shuts down a predator's appetite. Learn how the opossum's involuntary transformation into a rhodiops it alive. At first, the scene looks simple. When an opossum senses danger, its body stiffens and becomes almost completely motionless. Its eyes are fixed on the danger in front of it. For a moment, it appears ready to fight. Then everything changes. The opossum collapses. The body that was moving only seconds ago now lies completely still. To a person watching from a distance, it may look as though the animal has suddenly died. But this is not an ordinary death, and it is not simply a clever performance. The opossum has entered one of the strangest defensive states in the mammal world. People call it playing possum, but that phrase creates the wrong picture. It makes the behavior sound planned, as though the opossum carefully decides to fall down and act. In reality, the response is generally understood to be involuntary. Extreme fear appears to push the animal into a state often described as tonic immobility, or thanatosis. The opossum does not calmly choose when to begin, and it cannot simply stand up whenever it wants. This is different from ordinary freezing. An animal that freezes is usually trying not to be noticed before an attack begins. It stays alert, keeps its posture, and hopes camouflage will hide it. The opossum's death-like state generally appears later, after the danger has already noticed it, and escape seems impossible. The body changes posture, collapses, and becomes difficult to rouse. It is not hiding from detection anymore. It is trying to change what the attacker believes it has found. And although the phrase rotting carcass is vivid, the opossum is not literally beginning to rot. Its body is creating a convincing imitation by combining several cues that predators often associate with an animal that is no longer fresh prey. That distinction matters. The strategy works through resemblance, not transformation. Scientists can describe the visible result more confidently than every internal step that produces it. Extreme stress is clearly involved, but reducing the entire response to a simple burst of one hormone would go beyond what we can safely claim. What matters for the encounter is the outcome. Voluntary movement disappears, the body becomes unresponsive, and the predator receives a completely different set of signals from the one it was following only moments before. Before that shutdown happens, the animal usually tries more ordinary defenses. It can run away. It can fight back and hiss. Despite its frightening display, an opossum is not built to overpower a large dog, coyote, bobcat, or other determined attacker. Its dramatic mouth and sharp teeth are often warnings designed to prevent a fight. But when escape is no longer possible, and the threat becomes overwhelming, the opossum may enter an involuntary defensive state. The transformation can be startling. The body becomes stiff and motionless. The mouth may hang open, sometimes exposing the teeth. Saliva may collect around the mouth. The eyes may remain open or partly open. The tongue may hang out. The muscles stop producing the movements a predator expects from living prey. Even when the body is nudged, rolled, or sniffed, the opossum may remain unresponsive. This is important because many attacks depend on a sequence. First, the predator detects movement. Then it focuses on the target. The target runs, and the chase begins. The predator catches it, receives more movement and resistance, and continues the attack. Every motion from the prey can keep that sequence active. The opossum abruptly removes those signals. There is no chase, no struggle, no attempt to escape. The exciting living target suddenly becomes a motionless object. That alone may be enough to interrupt some predators. But stillness is only one part of the defense. After all, many predators are perfectly willing to eat an animal that has just died. This is where the secret signal enters the story. When severely frightened, an opossum can release a foul-smelling, greenish fluid from glands near the anus. It does not fire this substance like a skunk spraying an attacker from a distance. Instead, the odor remains around the animal's body, adding another layer to the illusion. The opossum no longer merely looks dead. It may smell sick, spoiled, or decayed. Its open mouth and lolling tongue create the visual evidence. Its total lack of movement suggests that life has ended. The odor supplies what appears to be chemical confirmation. For a predator, that combination changes the question. A moment ago, the question was, can I catch this animal? Now the question may become, should I put this in my mouth? An unfamiliar odor may indicate disease, decay, or simply food that is no longer worth the risk. Not every predator reacts in exactly the same way, and this defense does not guarantee survival. But if the smell and appearance make an attacker pause, release its grip, or walk away, the opossum has gained something more valuable than strength: time. The phrase secret signal should not be taken to mean that the opossum consciously sends a coded message. It is better understood as a package of cues produced by the frightened body. The predator sees stillness, receives no resistance, and detects a disturbing smell. Together, those cues may turn a desirable prey animal into something that resembles a biological hazard. But this defense has a dangerous weakness. While the opossum is immobile, it cannot run. It may remain in that state for many minutes, and in some cases, for hours. During that time, its survival depends partly on the attacker's response. If the predator is willing to eat carrion, if it continues biting, or if it carries the opossum away, the strategy may fail. Playing dead is a last resort defense, not a superpower. The same ancient response can become especially dangerous in a modern neighborhood. An opossum may collapse after being cornered by a dog. The homeowner saw the animal lying motionless, assumed it was dead, and put it in a garbage bag. A driver may see a motionless body near a road and make the wrong conclusion. In these situations, the mechanism that once confused a predator can create a new threat. That is why you should never touch an apparently dead opossum simply to test whether it is faking. Keep children and pets away. Give the animal space. Remove the source of stress if that can be done safely, such as bringing a dog indoors. Watch from a distance rather than standing over it. When the threat finally disappears, the resurrection is not always immediate. The opossum may remain still while its body slowly returns to normal. The glazed eyes regain focus. The tongue disappears back into the mouth. The legs begin working again. Eventually, it rises. To us, it looks like an impossible return from death. To the opossum, it is the final stage of a defensive cycle that began when escape was no longer possible. And this strategy belongs to an animal that is often misunderstood. A Virginia opossum moving through a backyard is usually not searching for a confrontation. It is a nocturnal scavenger and opportunistic feeder, attracted by insects, fallen fruit, pet food, garbage, carrion, and other available food. Its presence can be surprising, especially when its pale face appears beneath a porch light. But surprise is not the same as danger. When threatened, the opossum would usually rather escape than fight. Open mouth, odor, and death-like collapse are all different ways of saying the same thing: leave me alone. That message has survived because it sometimes works. Long before backyards, fences, security lights, and suburban roads existed, opossums faced predators that reacted to movement, resistance, taste, and smell. Natural selection did not give the opossum the speed of a deer or the strength of a large carnivore. Instead, it favored a defense that manipulates the attacker's perception. The opossum weaponizes absence. It removes movement. It removes resistance. It replaces the signals of fresh prey with the appearance and odor of something that may be dead, spoiled, or unsafe. That is the real brilliance of playing possum. The animal does not win by becoming more dangerous than the predator. It survives by becoming less desirable. So if you discover an opossum lying still in your yard, do not rush toward it. Do not poke it with a stick. Do not let a dog continue sniffing or biting it. Step back, create quiet, and observe from a safe distance. What looks like death may be a body trapped in an involuntary survival response. Behind those glazed eyes, the opossum may still be waiting. The foul odor is not proof that it has been dead for days. It may be part of the same emergency defense, and the silence is not surrender. It is a strategy built around one powerful idea. When fighting is impossible and running is no longer an option, survival may depend on convincing danger that there is nothing left to kill. For a few motionless minutes, the opossum becomes the least appealing meal in the yard. Then, when the predator is gone and the night is quiet again, death releases its grip. The body stirs, the eyes focus, and the animal that seemed lifeless disappears back into the hidden garden.